Hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady and I hope you have absolutely fabulous day. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create very cool science fiction themed shaped birthday cards. If you like them, this video is for you. I used SVG files from Creative Fabrica and I use my ScanNCut machine to cut all those elements. So here is the outline of the astronaut and I'm going to put it on the background panel. And if you do have ScanNCut or Cricut machines, these are perfect to create any shape cards you want. Because on the internet, there are literally thousands and thousands of SVG files you can even adjust to fit your project. And that's exactly what I did here. Because later on, you're going to see some smaller elements for the astronaut and I actually didn't use all of them, just a couple that I really wanted to create for this project. So, when these two panels are ready, then we can add some smaller elements to add some details. I wonder, do you have your ScanNCut or Cricut machines? If you don't, if you're considering, I really encourage you to get one because you can create any project that you want. And actually, on Creative Fabrica, there are literally thousands of amazing SVG files that you can make smaller or bigger to fit your project. And what's really good about those, you can actually adjust some of the elements in your design software. And that's exactly what I did in my Canvas workspace. So here I actually deleted some of the elements. Now it will be time for the top here. And I've got my scrap piece of paper and I'm going to use Distress Oxide inks to add a little bit of color. I only use what is left over at the moment on my ink blending tool. However, at this point, I thought let's add even more ink. So you can always create your elements and make them as colorful or as pale as you want. And this is really cool. So here I decided to add some blue on the outside here because in the end that will be the glass effect. If you want you can use some highlights later on. Now it is time for the top layer and this one is white. So I'm going to use my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, to assemble all the elements together. Have you ever created a birthday card for someone who likes science fiction? If you haven't, maybe today is the day. And I'm pretty sure if you don't have ScanNCut or Cricut machines, you can also use some images that you can print, color in, and fussy cut and put them on your project. So our astronaut is ready. Let's create the background element. So now I'm going to use my circular element. And as you can see, it does have some details. So here we've got some stars cut out. But let's add a little bit of color. So I've got 4 Distress Oxide inks. I've got Kitsch Flamingo, Broken China, Villainous Potion, and Mustard Seed. And I'm starting with the lightest color first. Then I'm going to add some pink, blue, purple, and then on top, I'm going to add that black. So this way, I'm going to have that galaxy effect. And to be honest, you don't have to be very precise when you create that background because all the ink blending will do the job for you. So don't worry. So, as you can see, now it is time to add that black. And to be honest, in the end, I created a couple of those cards, which you're going to see in a moment. Because I thought when I have one design, I can create multiple cards at the same time. So if you ever create projects like this, I do encourage you to create couple so you can have them for later use. So as you can see, this card comes together super quickly and in the end is going to be 7 by 7 inches. And what's really good about SVG files, you can make them as small or as big as you want. Do you have your favorite science fiction film? If you do, I really wonder which one is it. I'm not a huge fan of space opera, which is all about going into space, but I absolutely love The Martian, the film. First, I read the book and I absolutely loved it. And when I saw the film, I was like, that is so cool. So I wonder, have you watched that film? If you haven't, I do encourage you to give it a go because it is very funny. Now it will be time to assemble the front panels together. And if you do have any mistakes, you can always use your scissors and cut the excess off. here I'm burnishing the two panels together. So when this is ready, then you have to decide where do you want your astronaut to be. But first, let's create the back panel. I'm going to cut the end off a little bit, and then using my scoring board, I'm going to create a top flap, which is super easy to create. And I do encourage you to use that technique for your shaped cuts. It is super quick, simple, and it really makes a difference. So now, when these are ready, we can assemble the front and the back panels together. So, when this is ready, then you have to decide, as I told you, where to put the astronaut. And then you can decide on the sentiment as well. At the beginning of the video, I said I'm going to create birthday cards, but you can create any sentiment that you want. And to make sure that all the elements will match, I actually use gold mirror card for my sentiment. And I think that's what's really cool. Now it will be time to add some dimension to the astronaut. And as you can see, I'm adding some double-sided foam adhesive, which is my favorite tool when I create my cards. How often do you create double-sided elements, like with foam pads? Please let me know in the comments down below. And it's always a good idea to use your pokey tool to peel off the backing. So, as I told you, I really enjoyed watching The Martian, but if you do have your favorite film, I would really like to know which one is it. So, if you do have any recommendations, please leave them in the comments down below. So now when this element is ready, I'm going to use Happy Birthday cutting die from Crafter's Companion. I use it very often. I think it is perfect size for lots of different projects. And this cutting die is actually pretty old now, but I still like it. And it's very versatile because I can use it for masculine, feminine cards, literally any projects I want. Now, when these elements are ready, there will be plenty of space to write your message inside. Did you get that? Plenty of space, right? So, as you can see, the cut is complete. If you want, you can also add some sparkle elements, and that will be perfectly fine. So now, it will be time for cut number 2. And this time, I decided to use alien shape. But here are two other cuts I created with the same design, so the background is slightly different. Here I've got the head of the alien and I use green card from the Lidl. Now it's going to be time to add a little bit more color. So I'm going to use Pine Needles Distress Oxide ink because this way I will have that ombre effect. And I'm going to use exactly the same Distress Oxide ink on the other element as well. But first, let's create that head. Using my canvas workspace, I adjusted that element and I created a smaller panel here just for the top of the head. So this way I'm only going to have the highlights at the very top. Now, when this is ready, we have the body of the alien. So I'm going to add that ink again, just to make sure that I've got the darker color on the right hand side. And I really think that makes a difference in this card. Have you ever created a card or project with aliens? Please let me know in the comments down below. And if you do have some cutting dice or stamps, I would really like to know. Also, do you have your favorite film with aliens? If you do, I'm really looking for some recommendations. I really like the Independence Day, but that was a long time ago. So if you have a newer one, I would really appreciate it. Now, as you can see, I'm putting the elements here, and what's missing here is the hand on the left hand side. And that actually comes in two parts. And again, this SVG file comes from Creative Fabrica. If you're interested in those files, I will leave the links in the description down below. And I have to say that I really like that alien a lot. So, in the end, I created quite a lot of cards with him. I'm going to show you them in a moment. Now it will be time to put our black element on white, which will give us very nice white border. And this way you're going to have even more space to write your message inside of the card. So now when the front panel is ready, we can create the back panel. And what's really good about this, as you can see, it is exactly the same shape. So, using my scoring board, I'm going to create a top flap, fold, burnish, and put them together using my liquid glue. Because this way, you're going to have time to maneuver the elements, which I think is really important, especially when you create shaped cuts. And I also wanted to tell you that tomorrow is the last day if you want to take part in our cut making day challenge 2023. If you're interested in that, I left all the information in the description down below. Also, at the end of this video, I'm going to leave the video with my Joyfold card where you have all the information. So if you'd like to win my Color Your World collection, please check that video at the end. Now it is time for happy birthday sentiment. And again, I use gold mirror card. Also, I wanted to share with you great news because very, very soon I'm going to release my new collection and I'm pretty sure you will like it. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of the future videos. And to be honest, I do have quite a lot of inspiration coming your way. So now the card is complete and as I told you, I created a couple of them. But at this point, I thought let's add a little bit of sparkle in his eyes. Because I thought, why not? And actually, I wonder, do you think green is the best color for the aliens? Or would you change it and choose a different color? Please let me know in the comments down below. So as you can see, there is some space inside to write your message and the card stands proudly on a flat surface. Now you can see all the other aliens I created using exactly the same techniques and my ScanNCut machine. So, if you'd like to get ScanNCut machine, I do think Christmas is a really good option. So here you can see the two finished cards I created. So we've got the astronaut and also the alien. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Here you can see the video with Joyfold card and the giveaway rules. If you do like my crafting, please subscribe to my channel because as I told you, I've got quite a lot of videos coming your way. Have a wonderful day and actually have a wonderful week. Happy crafting!